most amazing, beautiful, sexy, smart, intelligent woman I ever met in my life.
It was like one small, tiny, itsy-bitsy incident with Ra and one of Yandy's friends, but it was nothing.
It's all the whole Remy and Pap situation. None of it was true.
I don't have nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I have been open in all my relationships that I've had. All of them.
Well,
I mean, I've had 4 boyfriends online so far.
Yeah, that's why I said I love him. I love having his support, you know what I'm saying?
We have to talk about Papoose and Remy Ma today, because is she currently holding this man hostage? Why won't Remy let Pap leave even if he is essentially begging for a divorce? Claressa Shields is ready to get into the ring and provide her some perspective since things are getting so horrible. Honestly, this isn't simply love in the streets. Rumors suggest that Pap is looking for the alimony back. Yes, the same Pap who maintained Remy's reputation, held her down for years, and was the perfect example of a devoted spouse, is now out here taking care of his own belongings and befriending Easy, the block captain, who has already replaced her with 2 younger women. Because she still acts as if Pap is hers, ladies, Claressa Shields has had enough. She has been showing her affection for Pap in public and letting others know that she supports him. Her most recent Instagram post was a birthday greeting that made people buzz. King Pap, thank you so much for your life, your music, your dedication, and your expertise. You truly are one of a kind. You're getting all of your birthday punches today, so may God grant you many more years and even faster hands. Oh, it's Papoose now. Additionally, she gave him the love you too. If that wasn't a clear swipe at Remy, I'm not sure what is. But this isn't simply a good birthday message. Remy has been delaying this divorce for months, so this was a warning. It wasn't just a beautiful little birthday message. She can't seem to let go, though, now that Pap is seeing other women. Let's talk about why this goes beyond a simple split. First of all, the block captain made it clear that Remy had no trouble stepping out in public. She had moved on, but she's acting as if she still owns Pap now that he's alone. Even worse, the money demonstrates that Papoose put everything on hold for Remy, supported her during her incarceration, and made sure she would have a secure job when she was released. But is she really willing to sign now that she's out here picking up her own checks? Now that Pap might want a portion of that alimony, let's be honest, Remy's finances would be affected if Pap files for spousal support. And Claressa Shields isn't just observing. She's ready to step in if necessary. Remy could have to deal with it if she thinks she can keep Pap in limbo while entertaining other men. The real question today is whether Remy is clinging to Pap because she still loves him or whether she is just trying to hold onto her money. In any case, Remy might be discovering she played herself, and Pap is falling in love with ladies who truly appreciate him. Not to mention the block captain's vulnerable position, let's just say he won't be going back to her. Given that Remy Ma is out there holding those divorce papers hostage like they're the last piece of food on earth, the real question is why Pap is still legally married to a marriage he doesn't even want. It's not because Pap hasn't tried, he has been trying to get out. Look, Claressa Shields is standing 10 toes down for Pap, risking everything for him. For months, if not years, Pap has been requesting this divorce, but Remy refuses to approve. Keep in mind that this isn't merely speculation. The drama was real, and the tension was high when Remy leaked those text messages between Pap and Claressa. She wasn't holding back. As she reminded Pap in those leaked messages, I quote, "You are the one who is married. If you can't at least sleep on the phone with me or be with me in person, it shouldn't be a big deal to let me know that you made it home safely," Claressa said about Pap. Remy wasn't finished yet, though, and she went on to say that Pap had threatened to call the police on her and that she even had audio recordings of him being violent. She was being straightforward when she stated that she wanted her partner, but was fed up with having the supporting role when she ought to be the star. He denied everything, of course, but what was really shocking was when he came back and claimed that Remy's actions were due to her hatred of the fact that he had moved on. Let's not lie and act as though we didn't witness Remy's behavior around Christmas 2023, when Easy the block captain made fun of her without even trying to hide it. Additionally, she excelled in that rap battle, where she basically proved herself. The true difficulty is moving on with a totally different man and telling everyone that you are in love with him while still not letting Pap go, even though she acknowledged that she was in love with him. Why is she still holding on to Pap like a lifeline when the block captain could have replaced her with 2 younger women if it were that easy? In love, control is essential.
I'm only gonna address this shit one time. Since y'all wanna be on the front line. close to Remy? See, right there, that's the punchline!
Prepare yourself, because things are going to get even more confusing if you thought they were already chaotic. Papoose, Claressa Shields, and Welder are out here promoting main couple goals, such as the kind of love that makes individuals despise their own relationships. Valentine's Day provided clarity if you were wondering how locked in they are. Let me tell you that these two did more than simply enjoy pina coladas and hold hands on the beach during their romantic vacation in Hawaii. No, Pap was taking care of business, while Claressa was dealing with hearts. As you are all aware, Pap is constantly thinking about his bag, even when he is on holiday. Therefore, he was in Hawaii to launch the first Hawaii Fest. But instead of keeping it under wraps, he shared the details of what happened on Threads. We broke records this year, and the show was fantastic, with many celebrities attending. Okay, big talk. Claressa is making sure they love each other, while Mr. Pap is out here making sure he gets his money. Because Claressa posted the cutest little video of her singing to him on the beach, hitting that classic, "Just the two of us, we can make it if we try," to ensure that the romance lasted while he was making boss moves. Although it was a bit cheesy, the love was evident. The energy was genuine, unadulterated, and pure. But you already knew that when Claressa and Pap were out there enjoying their romance, haters, that is, someone who still won't give up that last name, were watching. But wait, this narrative just took a whole new turn, because even though Papoose and Claressa Shields were having their most romantic tropical moment out here, something much more important was supposedly happening in Hawaii. According to rumors, Pap had planned this trip for a while, and it wasn't simply about unwinding. Yes, you heard it right, it was about formalizing things. According to reports, Pap intended to get his divorce from Remy Ma finalized before this trip so that he could pop the question to Claressa on Valentine's Day. Hawaii, the perfect sunset, the seaside wind, and the love of his life were all there. Can't you picture the ring shining in front of her in the moonlight? Guess who intervened to ruin what would have been a memorable moment? Remy Ma, yes. She believed that her relationship with Pap was over, but it turns out that she wasn't ready to let go. Instead of moving on, she's been playing games with the divorce forms. Things aren't going as planned with her new lover, Easy the Block Captain, so she's procrastinating as if her life depends on it. Now that she's realized that letting Pap go might have been a mistake, she wants to act tough. It doesn't help that she's been witnessing Pap show love elsewhere. Let's not forget that Pap used to be Remy's biggest fan. He stood by her when she was imprisoned, kept her name alive, and never let people forget who she was. He is now providing Claressa with the same affection and encouragement that she once had, which is clearly having a significant negative impact on her. When Pap performed for Claressa as she stepped into the ring for her boxing match, it was more than just encouragement. It was a proclamation of a whole new level of love and commitment. When he showed up and expressed himself for another woman, Remy felt something too.
I'm a trained killer. Literally, like, fuck boxer. I'm a trained killer. So it'd be like, they be talking about these girls, and it's like, I don't do no 30-second fights. 30 seconds? I'm gonna wear your ass out. Listen, you give me 3 minutes with any of them girls, it's gonna be bad. 2 minutes is gonna be bad. That's why I'd be like, what the
Let's talk about it seriously, because this isn't just about a broken relationship or resentment from an ex. Something about Remy not signing the divorce papers makes you wonder what she's really afraid of. The public is now speculating that this might be solely a financial matter and that Remy is refusing to let Pap go because she doesn't want to lose financially. When a marriage collapses, especially when there is a large financial disparity, courts don't just give out free passes, they take everything into account, especially since Pap was the one who kept it together for years. You already know that this might soon become quite complicated if you are familiar with the workings of divorce law. She has no intention of giving that man money. The couple's incomes diverged after 10 years of marriage. While Pap made steady contributions throughout the marriage, Remy's career took off once she was released. Pap has receipts for days, I see. Let's travel back in time now. They had been married for 19 years, not simply together for 11 years. They started dating in 2004, were married in 2008, and then separated legally. When Remy was sentenced to prison in 2008, Pap wasn't just there in spirit. He waited for her for 6 years, and when she was finally released in 2014, it wasn't just any wedding, they were married over the phone. That's a whole new level of dedication. In 2015, they celebrated their love with a fully televised wedding ceremony because that man wanted everyone to know he was devoted to her. For a short while, it appeared like the perfect fairy tale when they welcomed their daughter, Remy Mackenzie, in 2018. But now that same loyalty could cost Remy dearly. In 2014, he stood by her without missing a beat. Saving the bag is more important than saving the marriage because, let's be honest, you'd assume that Pap would be holding on to this marriage tenaciously if she had no financial obligation. She might be forced to pay for all the years Pap gave up for her if this divorce is finalized and he requests alimony.
Most amazing, beautiful, sexy, smart, intelligent woman I ever met in my life. I love you more than anything in the world, as you know.
I don't know if I'll marry you again.
What I want to say is, will you marry me again?
Stats aren't in Remy's favor when it comes to determining who should be supporting whom, and when you start looking at the money, well, that's when things get sticky. Pap is the one with the strongest argument for support. When Remy was at her lowest, he held her down. Pap is in a totally different financial situation than Ma, who is estimated to have a net worth of $4 million. Remy has been delaying the divorce papers because she knows that as soon as she signs them, the alimony payments will start to drain her bank account. Let's now discuss Remy's real revenue stream, which is her record sales. She has been making a steady income from shows like Love and Hip Hop, clothing lines, and sponsorships, even though she has never been as successful in reality TV as Cardi B or Nicki Minaj. Do you recall her debut album from 2006? Even though Remy didn't become famous overnight, she was able to stay relevant because there's something about her that is deeply rooted in a real narrative. She won the Best Female Hip Hop Artist category at the BET Awards after receiving 4 nominations. But here's the issue. The whole time she was building her career, making sacrifices, and providing for the family, Pap was at her side. The real reason this divorce is taking so long is that she is the one who could end up making payments now that she has the bigger purse. The courts will make sure that Pap gets paid as soon as she signs the papers, and Remy does not want those monthly payments to be deducted from her account.
I want to thank God first and foremost. I've been through a lot. To everybody who think there's no such thing as second chances, I'm here to tell you that's a lie.
To be completely honest, even while she was incarcerated, she continued to make waves in the music industry. She wasn't just sitting in a cell waiting to be forgotten. No, she was still releasing mixtapes and maintaining her reputation in the industry. But do you know who was working hard to ensure that those mixtapes weren't overlooked? Papoose. He was the one promoting her songs, making calls to set up partnerships, and keeping her brand alive. Pap was out here operating as a one-man record label, marketing her mixtapes, getting the right people to listen, and ensuring that Remy Ma remained relevant. So when she finally came out in 2014, she didn't have to start from scratch. It wasn't just love, it was hard work that put substantial money in Remy's pockets. Think about it. Remy was gone for 6 solid years, unable to perform or record as she desired. That's enough time for a rapper's career to fade completely. But she came home to a loyal fan base that was still waiting for her, because Pap made sure of it. In that marriage, Remy wasn't the only one who made sacrifices. Pap also put in years of effort to ensure she wasn't broke when she got home, which is exactly why people are saying he deserves alimony. And you can be sure that when it comes to money, the courts will take all of this into account, because now, Remy is the one with the bigger purse.
Surprised when Papoose wanted to marry you.
No.
After you guys sent this, because you just knew he was, you just knew he was doing it.
Nah,
and I thought that was like a real stand-up thing to do.
He's one of a kind. I can definitely say that.
In 2014, Remy was not only making her way back to the outside world, but also reaching a whole new level of fame when she finally walked free from prison. And you know what? To make sure her return was nothing short of legendary, Papoose was there. They didn't just rekindle their romance, they took it straight to the big screen, where VH1's Love and Hip Hop New York gave them the perfect platform to tell their story. Let's not get it twisted. Pap didn't just rise to fame on his own, he was there as solid support for Remy. Their relationship, their struggles, their family life, Pap stood by Remy through it all, and fans connected with that. Their journey, their chemistry, the highs and lows, and how they navigated life after prison were some of the show's most memorable moments. And let's not forget who ensured those VH1 checks kept coming in. It wasn't just about Remy. Their appearances led to spin-offs, guest spots, and long-term deals. People saying Pap didn't contribute to those TV paychecks must not have been watching the same show. Pap wasn't just standing next to Remy, he was standing on business. He wasn't a side character, he was just as much the star as she was.
Oh, besides the great performances, it was one small, tiny, itsy-bitsy incident with Rye and one of Andy's friends, but it was nothing.
Trying to sweep someone under the rug?
It was one little fight. Nowhere near me.
Guess who was there to make sure everyone knew about the 2018 Remy Ma collection? It wasn't just about clothes, it was a statement. This wasn't just a business move. Remy had a personal stake in helping women and families affected by incarceration. But let's be real, a good cause doesn't sell a clothing line by itself. It takes hustle, visibility, and marketing. And who made that happen? Papoose. Instead of just letting Remy handle everything, Pap took the brand's promotion into his own hands, and he killed it. Big brands spend millions on celebrity endorsements. They pay influencers huge sums just to get their products noticed. But Pap, he made sure Remy's menswear line was the center of attention at every event, every interview, and every appearance. Pap wasn't just a silent supporter. He was actively working behind the scenes, making sure her brand kept growing. So when people talk about how Remy secured the bag, they need to remember who was right there making sure she never dropped it.
It's Remy Ma, Mr. Papoose, really the hip-hop's Hollywood couple right now. Y'all need your own show. That's for everybody.
Papoose took on a role that few men would ever step up to during Remy Ma's incarceration. He became a full-time father figure to her son, Jason Scott. He wasn't just a guy who checked in every now and then, he raised him. Taking responsibility for another man's child is already a huge commitment, but doing it while your wife is in prison. That takes real dedication. But just when things were supposed to get back on track, tragedy struck. In 2021, Jason Scott was charged with first-degree murder after a fatal shooting in Queens, New York. The news shocked the entire family, and people started asking, where did things go wrong? The truth is, it wasn't just about Jason's choices. Pap did everything he could to keep that boy on the right path. He gave him stability, discipline, love, everything a father figure should provide. But sometimes, no matter how much you give, some people still get pulled into the streets. Pap wasn't just waiting for Remy, he was holding everything together while she was gone. And that level of loyalty, you can't put
a... Jason Scott has been arrested in connection to a murder in Queens that dates back to 2021. Investigators are looking into the possibility that it was a...
After all these years, that Remy Ma and Papoose finally done called it quits. That man got sick of her. Ma'am, I sat here all this time and waited on you as a man. Because that's what women do. That's what women would wait on you. But a man, after you got sentenced, matter of fact, before you even got sentenced, men move on. And they be having about 5, 6, 7, 10 women lined up quick. But this man waited on you while you was locked up. They wouldn't let you out. And I'm talking about he got him a little thunder. Sis is young, pretty. She got her own thing going on, so it ain't like it's one of these little fans or nothing, baby. You up against something. Yeah. And you hurt. Now, you probably was the one in the relationship that was the abusive one. You probably was mental abuse. That man probably was real chill mode. You probably did him real dirty behind closed doors. And he stuck in the paint and stayed with you while you did him dirty. But now it's over with, baby. Karma is something else. Yeah, karma. Matter of fact, it ain't even karma. It's just that man know his worth and he leaving you where you stand at. Backed up. Yeah, ain't no more us. Baby, take that ring off.
One thing is becoming painfully clear in this divorce. Remy Ma is stalling, and we all know why. If she signs those papers, Pap could come for alimony. She's not just holding back because of old feelings. She knows this could hit her pockets hard. But while Remy is dragging her feet, Claressa Shields is waiting. This isn't just some casual fling for Claressa. She knows what she wants, and she's making it clear that she's here for the long run. She's not the type to sit back and let someone block her happiness. She calls Pap her rock, her king, her everything, and she's not shy about showing her love in public. She's making it very clear she's not just dating Pap, she's building a future with him. And Remy knows it. That's why she's changing her lifestyle, because the moment Pap moves on and marries Claressa, everything she had with him is gone. On the surface, it looks like Remy is stalling to keep Pap from moving on. But the real question is, how long can she play this game before it backfires?
I love really hard, but I'm happy to, love somebody who wanna, love somebody back. You know what I'm saying? He is just such a sweetheart. And nobody tell him to tie my goddamn boot either, but he said it wasn't laced right, so he laced it right. It was so funny.
Yeah, that's why I said I love him. I love having his support, you know what I'm saying? His support is like very, very different from what I've had in the past, and how he speaks to me and stuff is very different. There you go. We deserve each other. But I don't know, it's not one of those things I was like, I want to keep him all to myself.
Real issue with Claressa Shields trying to live her best life with Papoose? Remy Ma won't let go. Why the delay, sis? How are you out here living your best life with another man, who, by the way, has already taken Pap's place, but still refusing to sign those divorce papers? Something ain't adding up. And Pap, he's not the only one frustrated. How long is Claressa supposed to wait before she says enough is enough? Let's be real, if Remy was truly done with Pap, she would have let him go by now. So why is she still holding onto this dead marriage? Claressa is getting impatient. She's been there for Pap, supporting him, standing by him, and carrying all this extra baggage. And people are starting to call it out. This isn't about love. This is about that alimony check. Because let's not act like Pap didn't hold her down when she was locked up. Let's not pretend that he wasn't the one keeping her name alive, making sure she had a career to come home to. Now that she's free, she's being petty, refusing to let Pap be happy because she knows he's finally found someone who truly appreciates him. Remy has her own money, her own success. So is she just scared that Pap is going to take what he's actually owed?